Babylon was the ancient Mesopotamian city at the center of the Babylonian world empire. It wasn't merely the political capital, it was also the religious and economic capital. Scholars claim its renown as much for its luxury as for its moral indecency. You could say it was Wall Street, Washington, and Vegas all rolled into one. The first reference in Scripture shows up in Genesis 11, the story of the Tower of Babel, where the plain of Shinar of chapter 11, verse 1 is the region of Babylonia. That said, it's not until the latter part of the Old Testament, particularly in the prophets, that Babylon really kind of comes into its own as the great enemy of God's people. The major reason for its significance in this period is because the Babylonian Empire swallowed up Jerusalem, destroyed the temple, and carried God's people off into exile. Now, the imagery of swallowing up Jerusalem is quite intentional and biblical. Jeremiah 51:44 says, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has devoured us. He has thrown us into confusion. He has made us an empty jar. Like a serpent, he has swallowed us and filled his stomach with our delicacies and then has spewed us out. As Jonah was swallowed by the great fish, Jerusalem was swallowed up by Babylon. Now, here's the thing. Babylon was destroyed in 539 BC. The destruction was prophesied in Isaiah 13 and 14 and Jeremiah 50 and 51. The book of Daniel, chapter 5, actually tells us of the very night Belshazzar, king of the Babylonians, was slain and Darius the Mede took over the kingdom at the age of 62. Now, all that to say that when we hear in Revelation 14:8 that a second angel followed and said, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, which made all the nations drink the maddening wine of her adulteries, we're not talking about actual Babylon. I don't think the angel is appearing to announce something that had taken place over 600 years before. Whatever it is the angel is referring to in Babylon the Great, it will become a major theme over the next several chapters. So it shows up here in chapter 14, also 16, 17, and it's repeated 3 times in chapter 18. And we've already seen how Rome has been depicted as the beast. It would seem that here Rome is being described as Babylon. Now, this wouldn't be the only place in the Bible to make that connection. Towards the end of 1 Peter, Peter writes, She who is in Babylon, chosen together with you, sends her greetings, and so does my son Mark. In all likelihood, Peter wrote this letter while imprisoned by Nero in Rome, which would make Rome the Babylon Pete's referring to. Now, the similarities between Babylon and Rome go beyond just both being world empires. As Babylon destroyed the first temple in 586 BC, Rome laid waste to the second temple in Jerusalem in 70 AD. Now, the simple act of likening it, if not connecting the two, would have been an encouragement to believers. See, just as God executed judgment upon Babylon, God will also do so with Rome. And for us reading today, whatever empire sets itself against God. Now, here's another encouragement. This is the first time Babylon the Great has shown up in Revelation. As I mentioned, it's going to appear a number of times in the coming chapters. But it's worth noting that here in chapter 14, verse 8, the first thing said about Babylon is the prophetic word about a future so certain it's written in past tense. Babylon has fallen. I hope that we would not be so individualistic in our spirituality, so internally focused to miss this important theme in Revelation that there are powers, nations, and systems that are so opposed to God in their operation and ends that their very eradication can be proclaimed as good news in line with the eternal gospel of Jesus Christ. And we'll pick up here next time.